Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today is a very exciting day because we get to talk all about what is new for 2020-21 season. I am very pleased to have Judy, Barbara, and Rhonda with me today to give you all their knowledge and all their excitement about what is happening for 2021. So welcome, guys. Barb, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Barbara. I'm an advisor with Sonlight. I've been an advisor for about 20 years or so. I've used Sonlight for a long time, but 20 years with my sons. I've got two sons that used it from kindergarten to 12th grade. They're adults, married, and I've got two precious grandchildren as well.
Very good. Thank you for being here, Barbara, and Rhonda. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Rhonda. I've been with Sonlight for almost 15 years now, working in the product development team. We've been busy this year and we're just so excited. I have two little boys as well. My boys are little. They are 5 and 8. And yeah, I'm just so glad to be here.
Thank you for being here. And Judy, welcome.
Hey, Steph. So I'm Sonlight's marketing sales coordinator, and I've been with Sonlight over 20 years. I graduated all three of my kids from Sonlight and now have a second generation of Sonlighters in our family. So we're pretty excited.
I'm very excited to continue talking about all the things for 2021. I'm appreciative that you guys are here. I'm Stephanie Rose. I'm the community manager of Sonlight, and we're going to start with the very special thing that everyone has been waiting for, and Judy has in her hands. Judy, let's show them that 2021 catalog. Yay, the catalog. Judy and the rest of our team work so hard to get this in to print and out the door. I mean, that's it, almost every single person in our company has a hand in that catalog. And so we love that you love it. Let me tell you how to get it. Go to sonlight.com/catalog and you can make sure that you've put your information in there to make sure that you get it in the mail. The other thing is you can download it. And that is also there at /catalog, sonlight.com/catalog. So you can download that. I want to mention that all the pictures inside the catalog are family photos that are sent into us. And we have a photo contest every May, and you can win a gift card to Sonlight. So make sure to watch out for that and start collecting all of your pictures and submit them in May. You can submit them now if you'd like, but you can submit them in May as well. And everything gets entered into our photo contest. So don't forget to do that. And yeah, so who has downloaded the catalog? I have. I also printed it. I did all the things. Yeah. But I want to know if you've downloaded the catalog, give us a like, give us a comment. We'd love to know that you've done that. So I'm so excited to talk about if you've downloaded, you know what we're going to talk about. But I am very excited to talk about all the details of everything. So let's start with science first. And I wanted to know, there are some changes to, we did a new science program for Science K last year. And then we kind of were like, okay, this is going to be sort of the standard. And we went through and updated A through C. So I'm going to let Rhonda start talking about all the updates. But I do have the Discovery and Do experiment book, but this is for K. So this is the one that if you are doing K, they're still working on all these details in here and getting it to print. So for A through C. So Rhonda, why don't you give us a start and why we updated our science programs?
Right. Well, we wanted to update our science so that it, a couple of reasons. We wanted to make sure it met standards. There's national standards that science teachers use, and we just wanted to make sure we were covering all the bases. We've added some more things in, but we're using our literature-based approach, and we're adding in the standards with that as well. So you still get all these wonderful books that you read with your children. You still have the wonderful activity sheets to kind of look at what they're learning and gather the big picture items. But then each week, just like Kay, we're doing an experiment that matches what they're reading about. And it just kind of brings everything to life. So these are all color, just like Stephanie has, like these color instructions. They show you what to do. They tell you little great tidbits about it and why it's important and what kind of concepts you're learning. They give you activity sheets to fill out while you're doing it. And we have that supply kit too that has most of the items you need. you add some stuff from home, but it just makes it really simple for you to do your science experiments at home, whether you do it on the day scheduled, or if you save them all for a science day, or have somebody do them on the weekend. But they're just really great experiments that get your child thinking as a scientist. And that's one of the cool things about this new philosophy, is just the inquisitiveness of children is kind of harnessed. And you say, well, why is this? And then we explore it, and you think like a scientist, and you change a little bit, and you test it out, and you just kind of really play with these concepts that you're learning each week. So we're so excited to bring this new concept from K all the way up through C. And yeah, it's just going to be beautiful.
I've heard a lot about K helping people think like a scientist, like you said. And so can we talk about how that happens, and like, why that's important?
Yeah, well, we know STEM is really big right now. Just teaching children how to think and explore and see what they're, and analyze what they're seeing. And so we just kind of, in your books, you're presented with information, and then in your experiments, you're presented with a question. What about this? What about that? How does this work? And so your child will go through that and learn that process of thinking and exploring and really working on what they do. And then we think that's one of those key skills that kids will need no matter what area of study they go into. If they go into one of the STEM sciences, or if they go into one of the other areas of life, they just will still need to know these things. They need to be inquisitive. They need to know how to analyze what they're seeing. And how to get results. So we think that's a really great thing that we're introducing to our little kids.
Absolutely.
One of the best parts about this is I love science. It's always been a passion of mine, and I love to see kids get excited when they discover something new that they never knew before. And science is the perfect subject to make that happen. And they can get their hands into it. They can be amazed at God's wonderful creation. So I'm just super excited for the new science programs.
Yeah, I wanted to show, I found like an experiment, so you can kind of see, it tells you the materials, it gives you all the introduction to the lesson, and then walks you through sort of how to do that experiment. So it's really going to be amazing. And we do have some new books being added. I have a few of them here. And I just wanted to.
Kids also get to learn about famous scientists. So we try to include a biography of a famous scientist in each level. So not only are they learning the concepts, but they're learning about people who have come before and made a big impact in the science fields.
Absolutely. So let's talk about we kind of talked about, we get new books, you get the new experiment book. What else is in there that's new? New kits, like you said, new like lab kits that come with it.
Yep, you'll have new materials for the new experiments, some of the hard to find things, or a few toothpicks if you don't want to buy a whole pack, those kinds of things that are just really instrumental in making it easy for you to pull out and do. One of the other things that is not new, but is another feature, is we still have the 4-day and the 5-day schedule. So you can do a 4-day science program, and we also have the 5-day schedule as well. So you'll have a couple extra books, but it's still all the same content and all the same experiments. So it's just, that's another thing that's new in this.
Awesome.
So if you want to use the science programs that you already have, and they're amazing still, the thing is you need to keep in mind is the science kits. So the science kits on April 1st with our new catalog will be new for the 2021 editions, but we'll continue selling the 2020 only until March 31st. So if you need to buy a new kit, you want to definitely take advantage of that, and then also get your activity sheets. We sell those current and 2 years back as well. So yeah, so take advantage of that before they're not available.
Yeah. So make sure to do that. If you have any younger kiddos that are going to be using the previous science programs, which are totally acceptable as well, make sure to go on before the end of the month, before the end of March, and get those refills that you would need. So along with science, we did another update this year, and it is an update to our preschool program. Why don't we talk a little bit about the new preschool program?
So we have had an amazing preschool program for years. I raised my kids with our preschool books, and my grandkids have enjoyed the preschool books. So just a lot of really classic children's literature. But this year, we decided to ramp it up and take it a step further. And we have now added some Montessori components, Montessori type materials and activities to our preschool because we want to focus especially on the developmental needs of younger kids. And so we want to get in those hands-on components that will help with pre-reading skills and pre-math skills and pre-writing skills and listening and motor skills, all of those things that help to lay the foundation for the formal academics that are coming up. We've also created an actual schedule for you to follow along. It is scheduled 3 days a week, and it's a 30-week long program. So again, not as hefty or robust as our upper levels, but it helps to give structure and format for parents who, with preschoolers, sometimes this is your very first opportunity for teaching. So I'm just super excited. We have many of the same titles that we've had in our previous preschool program, but also some brand new ones and some brand new hands-on components. And I think Barb has some details about the hands-on parts of our new program.
Yeah, I do. So there's some tactile materials that are included. There's going to be sandpaper numerals and letters that are both sandpaper. So they get them. Yeah, so there they are. There's also some geometric inserts for tracing and creating cool designs, and also strengthening the pre-writing skills like Judy mentioned. They're going to learn how to cut fruits and veggies. So they'll be focusing on their fine motor skills. Yep. There's a knife that's included, and there's some scissors and some cutting strip templates. And it'll give them a sense of independence and confidence and sense of personal responsibility and helping with cleanup as well. So those are some of the skills that they'll be learning. And there's also, I have one of the books that's included, which is one of the little it's a Spanish, there's my first Spanish book. So it's a board book. And then with the with this, it'll come it'll be an audio file with the pronunciations, how to pronounce the words in Spanish as well. That'll be part of the package. So yeah.
Good. I wanted to show this very loud thing. It's a magnetic board, so they can practice. Oh, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
It works better if you're not holding it up sideways. But basically, they can, practice their drawings. There's little inserts there that they can draw. They can practice their letters, numbers, anything. It's super fun, but it's also put it back over here. So fun. Anything else that we want to add about the new preschool program? We're just really excited to have that Montessori component, I think. It does help to have the hands-on. So the other thing I want to talk about is this. It's the new Sonlight app. And this is my testing site. So it's not live just yet, but it'll be live at any point soon. We're still filling in some of the blanks, but we are going to have our own Sonlight app. We've heard from customers that maybe they don't want to be on social media for a community. Maybe they'd like to have the forums back. Maybe they would like to keep it on Facebook. We are going to keep our groups on Facebook. We're not going away there, but we are moving over to an app. This app will include everything from a ton of groups that you can join. If you have high schoolers, you can join the high school group. If you have preschoolers, you can join the preschool group. There's a general group for everyone that joins the app. And then there's just all kinds of dads, after schoolers, anyone who has specific, niche things about their homeschool or teaching their children will be in there. There's also, like, you will be able to celebrate Box Day through the app. You can look at the podcasts because we do have two. I don't know if you know this, we have a mom's podcast and a kids podcast. So if you don't know about Sunlight Connections, a homeschool podcast, that is for moms and dads, parents. And then we also have Inquisikids, which is a quick 5-minute podcast for children. So if you aren't listening to those, it's also something new for this year, is some of those podcasts. You can watch videos, you can do all kinds of things on the app. You can even shop from the app. So everything will be on there. We encourage you to download it. We'll send you an email when it's ready. You might be among the first to know about certain things that are happening at Sunlight if you have the app. So you definitely want to have that at your fingertips. Another thing we updated this year is level 300. We added some books and changed the spine. So Rhonda, why don't you talk a little bit about that and maybe why it happens?
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes some of our books are out of print. We don't print everything. We get them from publishers and they just decide they don't want to keep a book in print. And so that's what happened to us with 300. We had to replace the spine. Stephanie has the new spine there. So we've chosen an AP World History book. We're going to use the part of it that touches on the 20th century. So 300 will still have the same time periods. That's not changing. We did change out some of the other history titles as well, just to kind of highlight some of the important events that happened in that time period. And we just wanted to flesh them out some more with new books. So she has a few of those as well. So it will still be the same format. It's still the same time periods as before. We just have a few new books and a new spine to go with.
Let's talk about unit studies. I have a few here.
Yeah, unit studies are exciting. Yes, they are. So we've released 2 new unit studies in the last few months, one for Advent and the most recent one for the Lenten season. So some of you may be using this one right now. Each one comes built into an activity kit box. There is a Sunlight style schedule for you that's 3-hole punched, and you can drop it into a binder. So it schedules out the main title. So for the Lenten study, that title is Ammon's Adventure. And then there are also some hands-on supplies. So there are crafts that are tied to the Lenten season. There are recipes, so you can bake and cook together as a family. We include some recipe cards in our unit studies. There are also discussion questions. So as you read together, as you read scripture that's tied to each day's reading, you will have some questions to hopefully help stimulate some discussion. So the point is to give you an opportunity to celebrate a specific topic or time period, but to do it in Sunlight style. And so we're hoping, and in fact, we have in production some more unit studies that will be coming up in the future. And we're going to leave you to wonder about what those might be, but we're pretty excited. They both of our 2 new unit studies have been very popular. And so we're pretty confident that people are excited about getting a taste of Sunlight this way, a little bit of flavor of literature-based learning around a specific topic. So yeah, we're pretty excited.
I wanted to show the schedule. So it lays out very similarly to a Sunlight schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Tells you what to do on what days, has the talking points, has the scripture, has the craft, has all the things in it. So it's very similar to what you're used to if you're used to using Sunlight. The next thing on our list is when we added K, we pushed our readers around a little bit and pushed them back down. And so we ended up with lacking readers for level, like grade 5 readers. And Barbara, I wanted you to just discuss why that's important that we added some and all that.
Good question. So yeah, we with the B plus C, HBL and the C, it's recommended for 3rd and 4th or 5th graders. So we've always recommended the grade 4-5 readers, for the older student. But we had a lot of customers asking us to add a level of just strictly grade 5 readers before they jump to the HBLD, because that's where it's integrated with the history and the more grade levels, like grade 4 to 7. So they wanted like a transition. So we came up with a great package of great readers. We have a 4-day and a 5-day option. I have one of them here. It's called the Candy Makers. This is one of them, but there's several and they're in the catalog. One thing to note though is that there's no language arts, however, for those grade 5 readers. They're simply just some extra books for a 5th grader or other student that needs some higher level readers.
Absolutely. My daughter read that book this year and she loved it. So it's a great book. Let's talk about this, Judy.
Oh, yes. So if you've used Sonlight at all for any number of years, one of the staple pieces of our History Bible Literature program is our timeline book, because we have timeline figures that visually represent characters and events from each history study that you're doing. And you start with that timeline book when you start Sonlight, and you add and add and add. So by the time your student is ready to graduate from their Sonlight homeschool, they have this visual representation of all the wonderful history that they've learned about and the characters that they've met. And this year we decided to give it a little bit of a facelift. And so it's got a beautiful new cover on the front, and still the same wonderful spiral bound timeline inside, but with a whole new look to it.
So that's what it looks like on the inside. And then you would just put your little figures and your, marks on your timeline there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've updated quite a few things this year, and we have some changes. So let's talk a little bit about the repurchase discount. Barbara?
Yeah. So you've got, and if you've purchased an instructor's guide from Sonlight previously, you have an option to update it with the newest edition, and it's called our repurchase discount. So it's 50% off on a brand new instructor's guide. The system, if you're logged in, will automatically show the discounted price in your shopping cart. So that's there. However, one thing to keep in mind is if you do update the instructor's guide, you do also need to look at the book list to see if that's changed. And those are simply, you can add those individually, but that'll be important to know. But yeah, that's for all our instructor's guide for history, Bible literature, language arts, and science. You can definitely update those.
Absolutely. So we have a lot of stuff coming in the next months for discounts and sales, and make sure that you are subscribed to our emails. You can do that at sonlight.com/subscribe. Make sure that you have that catalog, or you're getting that catalog very soon, and watch for information about our new app. That will be key to building a community around your homeschool, as well as getting all kinds of information directly from us to you. So I appreciate Barbara, Rhonda, and Judy for joining me today. And I hope you guys are excited as we are about all the stuff that's coming out in 2021. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Bye.